Hi friends, welcome to SNCA Study Club, a platform for CA final students. Hello my dears. Moving towards the 17th A question, a practicing chartered accountant agreed to select and recruit personnel and conduct training programs for and on behalf of the client. This is the question. So here Mr. A, who is a chartered accountant, who is a practicing chartered accountant, is doing what? Making the recruitment training on behalf of the client. So they are doing what? Recruitment, staff selection, and they are also providing the training, but at the same time these are done on behalf of whom? The client. Okay. So here we have to determine whether the A is guilty of professional misconduct or not. So here, can we refer any clause here? In this case, we can't refer what? Clause. Okay. 1 minute, friends. So here there is not have what? A relevant clause to state with respect of that. Then we can refer what is mean by CA in practice, which are the cases when the CA is deemed to have been in practice. CA deemed to practice, which are the cases. So what is mean by CA deemed to be in practice? It can be either a member of institute either individually or in partnership with other chartered accountants or members of the prescribed professional body is doing for a remuneration, for a consideration of remuneration to be received or received. Okay. Then accountancy related services. Then what? Auditing and verification of books of accounts or certification of financial facts or financial data or any other services as may be prescribed by the council. So we have to give more focus to the services as may be prescribed by the council. Here what is he is doing? He is not expressing an opinion on the financial statement. He is only doing what? Recruitment on behalf of the staff. So we already know we can connect either clause 7, which is stated that they can provide, that is a practicing chartered accountant may provide advertisement mainly for the purpose of recruitment of staff on behalf of the client, etc. It has been stated as per clause 7 and as per the council guidelines. So here we have to determine, first of all, state the meaning of practicing chartered accountant and determine whether the chartered accountant is or the concerned A is a practicing chartered accountant or not. So as per the definition, he is not providing that much of that kind of a service. He is selecting and recruiting the client. Selecting and recruiting staff on behalf of the client. But at the same time, we have to remember it has been already stated services as may be prescribed by the council, which also include what? Management, consultancy, service. What is mean by this management consultancy service? It also include what? Staff selection, recruitment. Include staff selection, recruitment plus job description, job evaluation, training. So these are also included in the management consultancy services. So council, after passing a resolution, council has already passed a resolution and they approved a practicing chartered accountant may, after incorporating a company, they may provide what? Management consultancy services. Their management consultancy services include staff selection, recruitment, which is inclusive of job description, job evaluation, training, etc. So here A is doing what? Management consultancy service. Hence the conclusion. What is the conclusion? No guilty of professional misconduct. That is B. Last one is C. Conclusion. Right? Here A, who is a practicing chartered accountant, is doing selection and recruitment and also providing training towards training to the employees on behalf of the client. So which is also permitted as per the management consultancy services. That is which can be either do by a chartered accountant. And the conclusion is that here A is not guilty of professional misconduct. Right? The B question. Mr. X and Mr. Y, partner of chartered accountants, were one in charge head office and another in charge of branch at a distance of 80 kilometers from the municipal limit. puts up a name board of the firm in both the premises and also in their respective residence. So which is stating that X is also a practicing chartered accountant, Y is also a practicing chartered accountant. They started what, a partnership. So X is the in charge of head office and Y is the in charge of the branch, which the branch was situated within 80 kilometer distance from the head office municipal limit. Then they provided name board in the head office, branch and as well as at the residence. So in this case we have to indicate what section. There is not have any relevant clause with respect of this. So here we can state what section 27, which is stating it with respect of what branch office. So first of all, what is the mean by office? Office refers to any building where the name board is affixed, where the name board is affixed or which has been mentioned as the place of business in the professional document. Branch means where a chartered accountant in practice have more than one office in India. Each office have to be under the separate, or it has to be under the supervision of a separate charge of member of institute. So here the branch is situated within 80 kilometer distance from the main office. So the same has been under the control or under the supervision of another chartered accountant, that is another member of institute. There is not have any violation of the provision. But at the same time, then what is happening in the question? Name board. So we have to prescribe council guidelines with respect of the name board. So our institute, that is our council, does not making any prohibition on affixing of name board in the premises of the office and as well as at the residence. But the condition is that in the office premises, that is in the firm, they can affix the name board of the firm. But at the same time, it is to be remembered that name board of a chartered accountant shall be affixed. Name board of a chartered accountant, that is in the individual capacity, shall be affixed in the residence, but name board of the firm shall not be placed on the residence. This is what provided as per our council guidelines. So council guidelines, name board, individual, residence allowed, firm at residence not allowed. Okay. So as per our council guidelines, there is not have any prohibition with respect of affixing of name board in the place of residence of a member with the designation of chartered accountant. That is, this is allowed, but at the same time provided that it should be name board of individual chartered accountant and not of the firm. So this is what the relevant section and as well as relevant council guidelines with respect of the name board. Then what is happening in this question? Here X and Y, who is the practicing chartered accountant and who has a partnership firm for practicing, they affixed the name board in their residence, that is name board of the firm in the residence, which is against, which is the contravention of the council guidelines, because council guidelines provided that it should be name board of individual chartered accountants and not of the firm. So here X and Y, who are the partners, has affixed the name board at the residence, right, which is the name board of the firm. So hence both X and Y is guilty of professional misconduct, right? This is the answer. Okay. So we are moving towards the next question, that is question C, that is 17C. A practicing chartered accountant was appointed to represent a company before the tax authority. He submitted on behalf of his client certain info and explanation to the authority which were found what? Misleading. So in this question we have to determine whether the concerned chartered accountant is guilty of professional misconduct. That we have to what? Determine. So here what is happening? Chartered accountant who has been appointed to represent the client before the tax authority. So what is he is doing? He is submitting information as authorized representative. So here CA submit information as authorized representative, that is he is doing what? Representation work. So he is submitting some information and explanation on behalf of the client, that is on behalf of the client to the income tax authority. So but at the same time that information which has been supplied by the chartered accountant on the basis of the client information was what? False and misleading. So in this case, can we treat CA is guilty of professional misconduct? This is the question. He is not doing audit engagement, that is he is not expressing an opinion on the financial statement. He is doing what? Representation work. So we know that some related clause, that is related clause, which is what? Clause 5 and 6 of second schedule, that is part 1 of the second schedule. So indicate the relevant clause here. Clause 5, 6, part 1, second schedule. What is stating in this second schedule? As per clause 5, CA in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he fails to disclose a material fact known to him which is not disclosed in the financial statement, but disclosure of which is necessary to make the financial statement not misleading, and he is concerned in his professional capacity. So here he is not doing what? Expressing an opinion on the financial statement. So here he is only doing what? Some representation work, that is on behalf of the tax authority, on behalf of the client, right? In front of the tax authority, on behalf of the client. So clause 5 is not applicable in this case. Clause 6, CA in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he fails to disclose a material misstatement known to him to appear in the financial statement, and wherein he has been concerned in his professional capacity. So this clause is also not applicable here. So what is happening in this question? So these are the relevant clauses. Determine whether it is applicable or not. In the given case, he is not concerned as what? An auditor. He is only doing some representation work. He is not appointed as the auditor. He is doing what? Representation work. So what is happening in the question? This is the A part. B. Question. What is happening in question? In the given case, chartered accountant was appointed by the client to represent the client on behalf of the tax authority and to provide some information and explanation to the income tax authority on behalf of the client. So here CA is providing some statements to the income tax authority. These statements are prepared on the basis of the information or facts given by management, and these information facts which is given by the management was what? Wrong and misleading, right? So here CA is only responsible to prepare statement on the basis of the information which has been given by the management. So here he is only doing what? That representation work. So the last one is the conclusion. He is not guilty of professional misconduct in the given case because he is doing the representation work, right? That is, in the given case, chartered accountant had submitted the statements before the taxation authority. These statements are based on the data or information which has been provided by the management. Although the statements prepared were based on incorrect facts and misleading, the chartered accountant had only submitted them acting on the instructions of the client as an what? Authorized representative. Hence the CA would not be held guilty of professional misconduct. So here is only doing what? Representation work. He is not concerned in his professional capacity. That is, he is not appointed as the auditor of the concerned client. Okay, this is the answer. Okay. Moving towards the 17D question. AB and company firm of chartered accountants includes the name of P as a partner while filing an application for empanelment as auditor for public sector bank branches. It was subsequently noticed that on the date of application, P was not a partner with AB and company. That is, here what is happening? Firm of chartered accountants has furnished an application for what? Mainly for the purpose of getting or for the empanelment of their name for the purpose of audit of what? Public sector banks. So this information includes that P is a partner of that firm, but actually P was not a partner as on the date of appointment. So what is happening here? The firm, concerned firm, practicing chartered accountants firm, providing wrong information. So what is happening in the question? They are providing wrong information. Wrong information means wrong information submitted to institute, right? They are submitted wrong information to the institute. Which is the relevant clause that is stating the same? Did you remember that clause? Clause 3, part 2, second schedule. Do you remember? So first you have to explain what is provided in the clause, which is stated that CA, that is a member of institute, shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he include in any information, statement, return form to be submitted to the institute, council, any of its committee, director discipline, board of discipline, disciplinary directorate, quality review board, and appellate tribunal. Any particulars and that include any particulars knowing it to be false. So in this case, that application which has been submitted to the institute include what? A wrong information, right? They know that is, they absolutely know as on the date of application P is not a partner, but they provided that P is a partner. So this is the relevant clause. First of all, explain the relevant clause. Then what is happening in the question? What is happening in the question? Filed application to the institute, right? Wrong information, intentionally, right? Intentionally. Sorry friends. So in the given question, the partnership firm has filed an application to the institute for empanelment of their name for what? Audit of public sector banks. And they included information which is knowing it to be false, because they has provided that P is a partner of the concerned firm as on the date of application, but as on that date of application P was not a partner. Sorry friends. But as on the date of application P is not a partner of what? AB firm. So in the given case, AB firm intentionally providing, or they include particulars in the application submitted to the institute knowing it to be false. Hence, the partners of the firm is guilty of professional misconduct. This is the answer of the question. Hope you understand, right?